Christ is born. My name is Deacon Volodymyr and you are listening 12 Feasts for Today podcast. Most of our great feasts date 2,000 years ago and they mark the milestones of our history of salvation. As we celebrate the anniversaries of the important events in our families, as a church family we celebrate the events of those who are dear to our hearts, Jesus and Mary. In this podcast, we will try to see what event we celebrate, why we celebrate it, and what is the message of these 12 feasts for us today in 2021. And today we celebrate the feast I love very much. This is Nativity of our Lord, commonly known as Christmas. Today's Gospel is from Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. When Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star and its rising, and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They said to him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it has been written through the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word, that I too may go and do him homage." After their audience with the king, they set out, and behold, the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house they saw the child with Mary his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. Then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way. We know this story very well as we know the story about the shepherds. We can find that story in the Gospel of Luke. What a great mystery before our eyes. God the Word, by whom all things were created and remain in being, is becoming a little child. God, who prepared the nation to receive him, must be born in the stable, because there was no place for him in the inn. He is venerated by the simple shepherds and recognized by the wise men Magi from the east, not from his people. What a mystery before us. Christmas for us Ukrainians is also a lot of things to do. We do not have gifts on the Christmas night. We receive ours on the St. Nicholas Day. Thus, the only gift we have on the Feast of the Nativity of the Lord is Jesus himself. But for us, it's preparation of the Holy Supper, Святвечір, this special Christmas Eve dinner that starts after the first star is appeared on the sky. This dinner is still without meat or milk, but have 12 courses. That's a lot of cooking for one dinner, and I'm not mentioning these festivities that go on during the next week after Christmas, when the fast is over. In this time we learn the new kolядки, Christmas carols, or trying to revise those we learned year before or from our childhood. We clean our houses and prepare ourselves to celebrate. That's a lot of work. In this pre-festive turmoil, it's easy to forget what it's all about. We concentrate very much on the form, that means how to celebrate, so sometimes we are losing from our sight what we celebrate. God becomes a little child. The Almighty is at hand in the cave near the village of Bethlehem. The Son of God can be approached by the lowly shepherds. The one who holds the world in his hand must be taken care of by his mother. Wow, what a mystery. But why? For what reason God himself becomes a little child? On the Christmas Eve, at the compline, that evening prayer of the church, we sing this beautiful hymn of Isaiah, God is with us. God is with us. The one who called us into being is with us. We are not lonely. We have a hope. And on one of the Christmas Eve, while singing this hymn, I just realized it is that God is with us. Truly, God is with us. Not to take away all suffering, not to make our life like fairy tale, not to do everything instead of us or change everything like with a wave of the magic wand. He is with us to be with us in the all difficulties we encounter. He comes in the poverty. He is born in the stable. He shares the life of the refugees. He must earn the living by being carpenter. He experienced betrayal. He goes even deeper. He goes into experience of the death itself. And on the cross, he cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Don't we often want to cry out from the deepest of our heart the same phrase while we're going through the trials? And today, as the little newborn baby, he responds to all of this saying, I am with you. I'm near and close. I came to be with you and to share with you all what sin has done to you. I came to transform your suffering and to give it a meaning. Because with me, from the suffering of the cross and the death, the resurrection has shone forth. God is with us not to take away the misery and the death, but to share it with us and to transform. God is with us. God is with us. And we can approach him. In that, all of our worries of upcoming festivities are just becoming like a shade, like a fog. If we look at this mystery of God being with us in the Bethlehem, the feeling of hope and gratitude can fill our heart. And that can make this feast of the Nativity of the Lord, this Christmas, so special. I wish you that experience. I wish it to myself. Let us conclude with the prayer of Kondakian that reflects this great mystery of kenosis, coming down, stepping down of the Lord to be with us. The Virgin today gives birth to him who is above all being. The earth offers the cave to him whom no one can approach. Angel with the shepherds give him glory, while Magi make their way with a star. For to us is born a little child, the pre-eternal God. Thank you for being with us today. I wish you a blessed feast of the Nativity of our Lord and festivities that's coming on. Our next episode will be on air on the Feast of the Baptism of the Lord, Theophany. It's about in 2 weeks. I wish you the joy and peace of the newborn King of Kings and Prince of Peace. Stay tuned in, stay healthy, and my name is Deacon Volodymyr, and may God bless you. Christ is born. Glorify him.